Looks like I have an assistant for this video. I don't think you're going to be much help, but thank you, little kitty. Or fine, whatever. You can leave. All right. Let's begin. From our last video, we have the Savage Stevens 320. And from the previous shotgun video, we have the KSG. Aside from some minor differences, they're essentially the same thing. It's a 12-gauge pump shotgun. Tube magazines, cylinder bore. I haven't been able to confirm that this is a true cylinder bore. I believe it may be an improved cylinder, which means it tightens a touch as it gets near the muzzle to lower the size of groups. Go get it. Anyway, took my stick of pointing, wretched creature. At any rate, we've got two 12-gauge pump shotguns. Either one's going to do you fine, and you can't go wrong. This has put in the work. This poor thing I have had forever. I adore it. It's the only shotgun I own. This is my grandmother's. My grandfather bought it about, almost a decade ago. And never really shot it. First shots with this gun, getting damn tree sap on it too. Thanks a lot. First shots with this gun were on the previous video to this one. This has been featured before on the channel. Our two magazine tubes each hold 7 rounds of 2 3/4 inch, 6 rounds of 3 inch, and 11 rounds of mini shells shot. Sometimes the slugs, depending on how they're set up, it's one less, but whatever. And +1 on each of those. So that's 23 mini shells, 13 3-inch, and 15 2 3/4. This is 5 2 3/4, 5 3-inch, +1. The magazine tubes, if you'll take a note here, are actually much shorter on the Savage. They both begin here. There's just that little extra bit of room that makes all the difference. Now you may have noticed the size difference. The process of bullpupping a weapon is taking something like this and making it as short as possible, but still functional as a long gun. The way to do that is to bullpup it, and that means putting the action behind the trigger. That's it. Move it back here. You can see the difference that it does make. Line the actions up again. And the muzzles. There we go. The action of this shotgun comes to rest right here when you operate the pump. The action of this shotgun fits into this back here. You can see that dimensionally, there's not a lot of difference. I mean, the functional portions of the weapon are the same size, roughly. Now, your other alternatives can be folding stocks, remove the stock, or a stock that you can actually unplug. I think they make those for these. I would go with a folding stock if it were mine. But it works fine as is. I mean, I wouldn't change this. It's going to run just Jim Dandy. Everything I've seen about these, this was just after they had some issues with polished loading gates. They went to a Parkerized one, and that solved it, apparently. So, hooray. This one doesn't need to have anything changed, I don't think. There's some minor differences. I mean, both have a cross-bolt safety that only works when the action has been operated. Both have bolt releases, but here on the KSG, your bolt release is this. It's two-sided, your trigger finger, and you can empty it that way. Now, as I illustrated before, The faster way to empty it is to select the tube you want emptied, and there's this little claw thing. You pull up on that, and it just spits out the remaining ammunition. On this, we have that button. This doesn't have the ability to just dump all the ammunition. You got to hold that down and pump it till it's empty. Which isn't really a problem. Just always mind where your finger is at all times. This is just a matter of reaching forward and doing it, which is really handy. I mean, there's not really much to compare and contrast here. There's how the bolt locks and unlocks from the breech of the barrel is about the biggest difference mechanically. You got a slightly longer magazine tube, same length barrel, should be same configuration of barrel as in cylinder bore. Not much difference. We're going to try to get around patterning both of these shotguns head to head, since they do have the same barrels and they're the same gauge. It should be fairly easy to do, but I've got to do some more range work, and that'll probably be the next video you see. So anyway, I hope this was helpful to somebody, and well, hell, y'all have a good one.